you are awake. The silence is the first thing you notice. It is a deep, unbroken quiet, the kind that settles in the bones of a starship on a long haul. Your vessel, the Wayfarer, is a whisper in the endless dark. But this silence is different. It feels heavy, watched. A single beat of light pulses on your console. It is crimson, a soft, insistent glow in the low light of the command deck. Not an alarm, not a warning. It is a notification you have never seen before. A symbol that does not exist in any star charts or unified fleet manuals. You rise from your command chair. The synthetic leather groans a soft complaint. Your footsteps are muted on the deck plates. The ship around you is asleep. The hum of the life support is a familiar lullaby. Yet your heart beats a little faster. Something is profoundly wrong. The main view screen dominates the forward wall. It shows the starfield ahead, a serene tapestry of distant suns and nebulae. But as you watch, something impossible happens. A single droplet the color of that crimson light forms on the outside. It streaks slowly down the armored glass. It is liquid. Here, in the absolute zero of deep space. It leaves a glistening trail, shimmering like blood mixed with starlight. It should not be. Liquid cannot exist here. It would freeze or boil away in an instant. This droplet defies all known star science. It is not a malfunction. It is not a sensor ghost. It is real. You reach out a hand, your fingers stopping just shy of the cold glass. You feel a strange pull, a sense of immense, ancient sadness emanating from the crimson tear. Your ship, your sanctuary, has begun to weep. Your AI boots into its active cycle. A calm, feminine voice fills the command deck. Good morning, Commander. It is Oracle, your constant companion in the void. Her voice is usually a comfort. Now it does little to soothe the unease coiling in your gut. Oracle, report. Your own voice is steady. A commander's voice. What am I seeing on the main view screen? You keep your eyes fixed on the impossible liquid. Another droplet forms, and another. They trace slow, sorrowful paths down the glass. There is a pause, a millisecond of processing that feels like an eternity. The object is not registering. Oracle sounds different, not confused. That is a human emotion, but something close to it, a logical incongruity she cannot resolve. It has no mass, no energy signature. It does not exist according to my sensors. And yet, it is there. You state the obvious. It's a bad habit you picked up on long journeys. Talking to yourself, or maybe just talking to the ship. Run a full diagnostic. Check for system failures. Hallucinations in the visual filters. Diagnostics are already complete, Commander. Oracle's reply is instantaneous. All systems are operating at 100% efficiency. There are no known phenomena that could produce this effect. It is not a natural event. Her tone is flat, factual. It sends a shiver down your spine. This is it then, the moment humanity has waited for. The signal from the stars. First contact. You always imagined it would be a radio wave, a complex mathematical equation, perhaps a strange alien probe. Not this. Not a starship crying. The droplets begin to merge. They form a small pool at the base of the view screen. The crimson light from the console intensifies. It pulses in time with your own heartbeat. You realize what Oracle is trying to tell you. This is a message. A silent, weeping message sent across the cosmos. A new sensation touches your mind. It is not a sound, not a thought you would call your own. It is a feeling, an echo of a feeling, a sorrow so profound it threatens to drown you. It comes from the crimson liquid, from the tears of an unknown messenger. Oracle, are you detecting a psychic signal? Your voice is barely a whisper. The question sounds absurd. Psychic phenomena were the stuff of old Earth legends, not something you encounter in the cold, hard reality of space, not something a fleet commander deals with. There is an anomalous wave of neuroactivity. Oracle confirms. Her voice is still calm, but you can detect an underlying current of urgency. It is not targeted. It is resonating. The liquid appears to be the source, a carrier wave of sorts. The feeling in your mind intensifies. It sharpens. Images flash behind your eyes. Not memories. Someone else's memories. You see cities of light, towers that pierce the clouds of gas giants, ships that sail on solar winds, a civilization of breathtaking beauty and grace. You are seeing their world, their life, their galaxy. It is a galaxy far from your own, one you have never seen on any star chart. The people are tall, slender beings made of starlight. They shimmer with an inner luminescence. They seem peaceful, wise, happy. Then the vision shifts. The light begins to dim. A shadow falls over the shining cities. It is not a simple darkness. It is an absence, a creeping void that swallows light and sound and life itself. It moves between the stars like a stain spreading across silk. The beautiful beings of light do not panic. They gather. They face the encroaching emptiness. You feel their resolve, their unity. But you also feel their dawning horror. The shadow is not an invading fleet. It is not an enemy they can fight with weapons. It is a presence, an entity. You see it now, the silent scourge. That is the name that echoes in your mind. It has no form. It is a blight upon reality. It touches a world, and the world goes silent. The people vanish. The stars grow cold. The memories of that place are erased, consumed. The psychic echo becomes a scream, a galaxy's dying breath. You witness the end of 1 trillion souls, not in fire, not in war, but in a quiet, chilling fade to black. The light of their civilization is extinguished. The memory of their existence is devoured. Everything they were is gone. This droplet, this single, impossible tear, it is all that remains. A final, desperate message in a bottle. Thrown into the cosmic ocean, it contains the last echo of a lost people, a warning and a plea. You stagger back from the view screen, the psychic weight of it crushing you. You collapse into your command chair. The bridge is still quiet. The crimson light still pulses. The tears still streak the glass. But everything has changed. The silence of space is no longer peaceful. It is the sound of the scourge, the sound of absolute death. The message was not just a warning. It was a request, a hope. It traveled for eons across the intergalactic void, searching for someone, anyone. It found you. It found humanity. You are no longer just a commander of a long-range exploration vessel. You are a witness. Word travels fast. Oracle transmits the recorded data, the psychic echo, the impossible droplet, the chilling story of the silent scourge. The information bypasses normal channels. It goes straight to the highest authority, Earth's Unified Council. You can picture the scene. The Grand Circular Chamber in Geneva. Leaders and delegates from every nation, their faces pale as they watch the recording, as they feel the faintest touch of that galaxy's dying scream. There would be shock, disbelief, and then a cold, hard fear. Some would call it a hoax, a trick, an elaborate alien deception. The Council's best experts would be summoned. Star science specialists, xenolinguists, military strategists. They would analyze every fragment of data, every quantum signature, every psychic ripple. They would find no deception, no flaw. The evidence would be undeniable. The math would check out. The physics of the droplet, while impossible under current theories, would be internally consistent. The message would be declared authentic. Humanity is not alone, and its first contact is a ghost story. The fear would give way to debate. What should be done? Earth is a unified world, but not a tranquil one. Old rivalries and ideologies still simmer beneath the surface. Some would argue for isolation, for building defenses, for hiding in our little corner of the Milky Way and hoping the scourge never finds us. They would say it is not our fight. That galaxy is lost. Its people are gone. To interfere would be suicide. To send our fleets across the void would be to invite our own extinction. It would be the logical, sensible thing to do. The safe thing. But humanity is not always logical, not always sensible. There is a stubborn spark in the human spirit, a refusal to bow to the inevitable, a fierce, defiant hope that has seen us through our own dark ages. You feel that spark ignite across the planet. The Council receives the final part of the message, the plea, the part that was not just a warning, but a direct call. The dying civilization had a name for their last hope, a title they projected into the void. Pilgrims. They were asking for pilgrims to come and save what little was left. The debate ends. The choice is made. Humanity will answer the call. Not with an army of conquest, not with a thirst for battle, but as pilgrims on a mission of rescue, a mission to stand against the silent dark. It is the most human decision imaginable, utterly mad, and completely necessary. You receive your new orders. They are simple and staggering. You are to return to Earth immediately. You are being promoted. You will take command of the largest fleet ever assembled, a grand armada of humanity's best and brightest ships. The Pilgrim Fleet. Your mission is clear. Journey to the source of the droplet, to the dying galaxy. Find what is left of the civilization that sent the cry for help, and stand with them against the silent scourge. You are not to seek war. You are to be a shield, a guardian, a keeper of the light. You look at the crimson tears on your view screen. They have stopped streaming. The small pool at the base glows with a soft, steady light. It seems to be waiting, watching you. You are no longer just a commander. You are the commander, the leader of a pilgrimage into the heart of oblivion. The journey back to the Sol system is a blur of warp jumps and compressed time. The wayfarer, once your home, now feels like a prelude, a waiting room. You spend the time studying the psychic echo, immersing yourself in the memory of the lost galaxy. You need to understand your enemy. You arrive to a solar system buzzing with activity. Shipyards in orbit around Mars and Jupiter glow with furious energy. Vessels of every class are being retrofitted, refueled, rearmed. Science cruisers, colony ships, massive dreadnoughts that have not seen service in generations. All are being prepared. The Pilgrim Fleet is a sight to behold, a testament to humanity's unified will. Hundreds of ships, from the sleek arrowhead design of the new Valiant-class destroyers to the bulky, functional shapes of the massive arc carriers. They hang in the blackness of space, like a swarm of brilliant diamonds. You take command from the bridge of your new flagship, the UNS Resilience, a vessel 5 times the size of the Wayfarer. Its command deck is a vast amphitheater of screens and control stations. It is a ship built not just for exploration, but for enduring the impossible. The perfect heart for this fleet. Your crew is the best of the best, men and women from every nation on Earth. Scientists, soldiers, engineers, dreamers. They have all volunteered. They have all heard the call. They all know the risks. You look at their faces, young, determined, full of a terrible and beautiful purpose. You stand before them, your voice broadcast to every ship in the fleet. You do not speak of victory. You do not speak of glory. You speak of hope, of shared light, of the duty to answer a cry for help. You call them what they are, pilgrims of the void. There is no cheering, no applause, just a quiet, solemn acknowledgement, a shared understanding. They know the weight of their mission. They are not conquerors. They are guardians. They are leaving their homes, their families, everything they have ever known, to journey into a silent sea. The order is given. Engage warp drives. A chorus of confirmations echoes across the command channel. One by one, the ships of the Pilgrim fleet stretch light into impossible shapes. They vanish from the Sol system in flashes of brilliant blue energy. The journey has begun. The greatest pilgrimage in human history is underway. The space between galaxies is a vast, empty wilderness, an endless ocean of nothing. The journey takes years. Even with the most advanced warp technology, the distance is staggering. You spend the time in a state of suspended animation, a long, dreamless sleep while the ships cross the silent sea. Oracle wakes you at predetermined intervals, for drills, for system checks, for reports on the fleet's status. The ships perform flawlessly. The crews remain sharp, but the sheer scale of the void takes its toll. A deep sense of isolation settles over the fleet. You witness wonders that no human has ever seen before. You fly past rogue planets wandering in the eternal night. You navigate fields of shimmering, crystalline dust. You see the faint, ghostly outlines of ancient dead galaxies. But mostly, you see nothing. Just the unrelenting, perfect black. As you draw closer to your destination, a change becomes noticeable. The star systems you pass are unnervingly quiet. They are graveyards. Stars still burn, but they are dim, lifeless. Planets still orbit, but their atmospheres are thin and sterile. There are no radio signals, no signs of life, no echoes of civilization. These are not naturally dead systems. This is the work of the Scourge. You realize with a growing dread that the blight is spreading. The silence is growing. It is a cancer eating its way through the universe. Each quiet star system is a tombstone, a monument to a world that has been silenced. Your fleet is a small island of light and sound in an ocean of encroaching stillness. The crews grow quiet. The usual chatter on the comm channels fades. They stare at the dead worlds on the view screens. They feel the oppressive silence. They understand what they are flying towards. You find yourself spending more time alone on the observation deck, staring into the void, thinking about the droplet. The memory of that lost galaxy feels more vivid than ever. You feel a connection to them, a responsibility. They sent their last tear to you. You cannot let their memory be the only thing that remains. The jokes become less frequent, the light humor replaced by a grim determination. The weight of being humanity's last, best hope is a heavy one. But there is no turning back. The Pilgrims must complete their journey, even if it leads them into the heart of the shadow. You are nearing the edge of the target galaxy, the galaxy of the weeping message. Oracle's long-range sensors begin to pick up anomalies, fluctuations in space-time, pockets of reality where the laws of star science seem to fray at the edges. The Scourge is close. You can feel it. The order is given. All ships to battle readiness. Shields are raised. Weapon systems are powered. The mood on the Resilience shifts. The quiet solemnity is replaced by a tense, focused energy. The Pilgrims are ready to face their first test. Then, it happens. The first touch. It is not an attack, not an explosion. It is a wave of nothing. It washes over the forward ships of the fleet. The lights on their hulls flicker and dim. Their comm signals become distorted, filled with static. Then, silence. Report, you demand, your voice sharp. The command deck is a flurry of activity. Officers shout status updates. Screens flash with warning symbols. What is the status of the forward line? The comm officer looks up, her face pale. I've lost contact, Commander. The Courageous, the Star Strider, they're gone. Not destroyed, just gone from the network. You look at the main view screen. The ships are still there. But they are dark. Adrift. Like ghost ships. A creeping blight is visible on their hulls. A shimmering, oily blackness that seems to absorb light. It spreads across the metal surfaces, leaving them dull and lifeless. The Scourge has found you, and its touch is as terrifying as the echo promised. The blight is not just physical. It is psychic. It is technological. It drains power. It corrupts data. It severs communication. It isolates. It silences. It is the perfect weapon against a fleet that relies on coordination and technology. Evasive maneuvers, you order. Pull the fleet back. Form a defensive perimeter. The ships respond, their engines flaring as they move into a tighter formation. A shield wall against the encroaching darkness. You can see the blight now. A formless, shapeless cloud in the distance. A patch of space that is darker than the void itself. It does not move like a ship. It drifts. It expands. A slow, inexorable tide of oblivion. It has no weapons in the conventional sense. It does not need them. Its very presence is a weapon. It is a blight on existence itself. A new sensation floods your mind, stronger than the echo, more direct. It is a voice. 1,000 voices speaking as one. They do not shout. They whisper. They whisper directly into the minds of every crew member in the fleet. Peace. The word settles into your thoughts. It is seductive, alluring. Your struggle is over. Your journey is done. Join us. Be one with the quiet, the unity, the peace. The voice is calm, reasonable. It promises an end to pain, to fear, to loneliness. You see flashes of imagery in your mind. Home, loved ones, moments of happiness and peace from your past. The voice twists them. It offers you an eternity of those moments. All you have to do is let go. Stop fighting. Embrace the silence. It's a telepathic attack. You shout. Oracle, broadcast a counter-frequency. Something to disrupt the signal. You have to fight the allure of the voice. It feels so good, so tempting. To just rest. There is no signal to disrupt, Commander. Oracle's voice cuts through the mental fog. It is not a wave. It is a direct resonance with the neural pathways. It is communication. The Scourge is talking to you. It is trying to convert you. The whispers continue. Why do you struggle? Life is pain. Consciousness is a burden. We offer you release. We offer you the perfection of non-existence, the ultimate unity. Where there is no self, there is no suffering. It is a philosophy of despair, a gospel of the void. You see it affecting your crew. Some of them have lowered their hands from their stations. Their eyes are distant, a look of serene emptiness on their faces. They are listening. They are being tempted by the promise of oblivion. All hands. Your voice booms across the ship's internal address system. Do not listen. It's a lie. Remember why we are here. Remember the dying scream of a galaxy. That is their peace. That is their unity. You focus your own mind. You push back against the whispers. You fill your thoughts with defiance, with anger, with the fierce, stubborn spirit of humanity. You will not surrender. You will not be silenced. You are a pilgrim, not a sacrifice. The effort is immense. It is like trying to shout in a vacuum, but you feel it working. Your thoughts are your own again. The allure of the voice fades, replaced by a cold, hard resolve. You see the same resolve reflected in the eyes of your bridge crew as they shake off the mental assault. The fleet holds its position, a wall of human defiance against the whispers of oblivion. The scourge halts its advance. It seems to be considering you. You have resisted its first touch. You have refused its offer. You have proven that you are not like the others. You are not so easily silenced. Oracle's voice breaks the tense standoff. Commander, I am detecting a powerful energy source. Deep within this sector. It is shielded, hidden. Hope, a flicker of it in the overwhelming darkness. It appears to be the origin point of the original Crimson Droplet. Take us there. You command, your eyes fixed on the formless enemy ahead. Full power. Punch through that cloud if you have to. The whispers in your mind redouble their efforts, promising you peace, begging you to stay. You ignore them. The Pilgrim fleet moves, not in retreat, but with a new purpose. It advances towards the hidden light, towards the last sanctuary. You are no longer just running from the darkness. You are chasing the dawn. The journey through the Scourge's territory is harrowing. The whispers are a constant companion, a siren song of sweet oblivion you must perpetually ignore. The blight clings to the edges of your fleet's shields, draining power, testing for any weakness. Several smaller ships are lost, silenced and left adrift in the dark. But the fleet presses on, driven by your command, by their own renewed purpose. They have seen the enemy's true face, and they have chosen to fight. The silence is not peace. It is death, and humanity will not go quietly into that good night. Finally, you see it. A single star system, a lone sun burning defiantly in the encroaching gloom. It is surrounded by a barrier, a shimmering, incandescent wall of pure, white light. It pulses with immense power, holding the formless scourge at bay. This is it, the source, the last sanctuary. As your fleet approaches, a section of the light shield opens. A perfect circular gateway inviting you in. You guide the Resilience through, followed by the rest of the surviving ships. The moment you cross the threshold, the whispers stop. The oppressive silence is gone, replaced by a feeling of warmth, of life. Inside the barrier is a single, beautiful world, a garden planet of lush green continents and sparkling blue oceans. It is a beacon of life in a galaxy of death. Orbiting the planet are structures of incredible design, crystalline spires that seem to be grown, not built. They hum with a gentle, harmonious energy. This is the home of the message senders, the last remnant of that great, lost civilization. You feel a sense of reverence, of awe. You have crossed an ocean of despair to find this single, tiny island of hope. You have completed your pilgrimage. A new voice touches your mind, not the insidious whisper of the scourge. This one is different. It is ancient, wise, and filled with a profound, weary sadness. Welcome, pilgrims. It speaks not in words, but in pure understanding. We are the lumina. We are what remains. You see them then, beings of pure energy, Tall, graceful figures woven from starlight. They are just as you saw them in the psychic echo. But they are diminished, faded. There are not many of them left. Perhaps only a few thousand. The last survivors of a murdered galaxy. They greet you not as soldiers, but as honored guests. They lead you, in spirit, if not in body, to their central spire. They show you their history, their culture, their science, and they show you the nature of their enemy. The silent scourge is not an alien species. It is a cosmic force, an entropic principle given a malevolent consciousness. It seeks to return the universe to a state of perfect, silent equilibrium. They are the Lumina, the elders of this universe. And they are failing. Their light is fading. Their great shield cannot last forever. They have poured all of their remaining energy into holding the scourge back. They have become prisoners in their own sanctuary. Then they show you the rain. In the heart of their spire is a great, glowing font. From it rises a steady stream of crimson light. It coalesces into droplets. The same crimson tears that landed on your view screen so long ago. It is their life force, their essence, their memories. This is our final weapon. The voice of the Lumina, elders of the light, fills your mind. It is a chorus of sorrow and hope. Each droplet is a tear for our lost worlds. It contains the memory of all that the scourge has consumed. It is a weapon of remembrance. You understand now. The crimson droplet was not just a message. It was a seed, a carefully crafted vessel of concentrated psychic energy, an echo of life designed to fight an echo of death. It carried the pain and sorrow of 1 trillion souls, a payload of pure, weaponized grief. We created the rain, the Lumina explained, but we cannot wield it. Our nature is one of peace, of creation. We can build shields of light. We can preserve life, but we cannot attack. To use this weapon would be to become like the scourge, to embrace the darkness. Their logic is tragic. They have forged the perfect sword, but their own code prevents them from picking it up. They are beings of pure light. They cannot channel the dark emotions needed to activate the rain's true power. Sorrow they have in abundance, but they lack the one ingredient required to turn that sorrow into a weapon. Your species is different. The voice of the Lumina is gentle, respectful. You are creatures of fire and passion, of fierce love and burning rage. You feel joy and sorrow with equal intensity. Your spirit is loud. It is not a flaw. It is your greatest strength. They are talking about the human heart, the messy, chaotic, beautiful storm of human emotion, the very thing that has caused so much strife and conflict in human history, is now being called the key to salvation. It is the ultimate expression of the HFY ideal. Humanity's flaws are its greatest assets. You are the missing catalyst. The Lumina's message is clear. Your fierce spirit can ignite the rain. Your emotions can give our memories form. You can wield our sorrow as a weapon of light. You can become the shield that we can no longer be. The plan is audacious, insane. They want to infuse the Pilgrim fleet's weapon systems with the Crimson Rain. They want your crews, your pilots, your soldiers, to channel their emotions into those systems, to use their hope, their anger, their love for their own world, to power a weapon of psychic memory. There is no other choice. The Lumina's shield is weakening. The scourge is gathering its strength on the other side. A final, overwhelming assault is coming. Humanity must become the forge, the crucible in which the sorrow of a lost galaxy is hammered into a blade of light. Your fleet becomes a hive of frantic activity. The Lumina share their knowledge, their energy. They help your engineers modify the plasma cannons and missile launchers to turn them into projectors for the Crimson Rain. It is a strange and beautiful collaboration. Ancient, ethereal beings of light, working alongside human engineers in greasy coveralls. You address your fleet again. You explain the plan. You tell them what is being asked of them, not just to fight, but to feel, to open their hearts and pour every ounce of their humanity into their consoles and their trigger fingers. Some are scared, some are doubtful, but they all agree. They are pilgrims. This is their purpose. The day comes. The shield of light flickers. It dies. The final bastion of the Lumina is now open, exposed. The silent scourge surges forward, a tidal wave of absolute darkness, intent on consuming the last light in this dying galaxy. The battle for Light's Edge begins. Your fleet meets the scourge head-on, a tiny line of human ships against an ocean of sentient nothingness. The whispers begin again, louder than ever, promising peace, promising an end to the struggle, promising unity in the cold, silent dark. Hold the line. Your voice is a roar that echoes across the fleet's comms. Remember the lost? Remember Earth? Fight with your hearts. Let them hear our noise. The first volleys are fired. Conventional weapons, plasma bolts, laser beams. They splash harmlessly against the formless enemy. The scourge washes over the first ships. Their lights dim. Their systems fail. The whispers intensify. They promise a gentle end, a sweet release. You see ships go dark. You feel the loss of thousands of souls as they are tempted into the silence. Your fleet is faltering. You watch from the bridge of the resilience. The darkness is overwhelming. Fear threatens to consume you. The whispers find the cracks in your own resolve. They show you a universe of peace, a universe without struggle, without pain. For a fleeting moment, you understand the appeal. But then you remember the crimson tear on the glass, the silent scream of 1 trillion souls, the determined faces of your crew, the stubborn, defiant spark of humanity. You will not let that light go out. Not now, not ever. You close your eyes. You reach deep inside yourself, past the commander, past the soldier. You find the core of your own humanity, the love, the rage, the hope, the fear. You embrace it all. You let it fill you. You become a conduit for the human spirit. Now the word is a prayer, a command, a declaration of war. Unleash the rain. Across the fleet, your crews do the same. They close their eyes. They remember their homes, their families, their dreams. They remember the silence they are fighting against. They pour their emotions into their weapons. Their fierce, passionate, human hearts become the trigger. The ships of the Pilgrim fleet glow with a new light, a deep, vibrant crimson. It surges through their weapon systems. It is the color of blood, the color of a sunset, the color of a defiant heart. The dawn of the cosmic rain has arrived. The first crimson volley is fired from the resilience. It is not a beam of energy. It is a wave of pure, focused emotion. It carries your resolve, your anger, your hope. It is the memory of the Lumina given voice by the soul of humanity. It strikes the formless mass of the scourge. There is no explosion. There is a sound, a psychic scream of pain and disbelief from the scourge. And there is light. The crimson energy erupts within the darkness. It does not destroy. It illuminates. It fills the void with memories, the memories of the worlds the scourge has consumed. Shining cities of light appear in the darkness. The faces of the starlight beings flash into existence. The song of their civilization echoes on the psychic plane. The scourge is being forced to confront what it has destroyed. It is being force-fed the life it has consumed. The entire fleet opens fire. A storm of crimson rain washes over the enemy. Each droplet a memory, each wave an emotion, the rage of a soldier, the fierce love of a mother for her child, the defiant hope of a species that refuses to die. Humanity's noisy, chaotic spirit is a weapon the scourge cannot understand. The darkness recoils. It shrinks back from the light, from the sound, from the feeling. The whispers of oblivion are drowned out by a chorus of life. The silent scourge, the entity that devours stars and silences galaxies, is afraid. It is afraid of memory. It is afraid of a human heart. You press the attack. You push the scourge back. The crimson light of your fleet is a beacon in the darkness. You are no longer just a shield. You are a storm, a cleansing fire of remembrance. You are fighting a war of ideas. The idea of life against the idea of nothingness. The scourge breaks. It scatters. The cohesive, formless mass dissolves into panicked fragments, fleeing into the void. It is not destroyed. A thing like that cannot be truly destroyed. But it is broken. It is defeated. It has learned that the universe will not go silently, that there are voices that will always shout back into the dark. A quiet falls over the battlefield. The whispers are gone. The darkness has receded. The lone sun of the luminous system shines on the victorious Pilgrim fleet. The ships are battered, scarred. Many are lost, but they are not silent. The voice of the Lumina fills your mind. It is no longer weary. It is filled with a light you have not heard before. Joy. You did it, Pilgrims. You gave our tears a voice. You have saved us. You have saved everything. The crimson glow fades from your ships. The crews are exhausted, drained, but they are alive. They are victorious. They look out at the retreating darkness. They have faced oblivion and spit in its eye. It's a very human thing to do. Probably why you're so good at it. In the aftermath, a new era begins. The scourge is scattered, wounded, hiding in the dark corners of the universe. It will take eons for it to recover, if it ever can. The threat is not gone, but it has been answered. Humanity's role is changed forever. You are no longer just explorers. You are not conquerors. You are something new. Guardians, shepherds. You have become the keepers of the echo, the protectors of the memory of life. The Lumina, with their remaining energy, begin a slow, patient process of healing. They send out new messages, not of sorrow, but of hope. They begin to relight the dead stars, to seed new life on the barren worlds. The galaxy will live again, and humanity will stand guard while it does. Your fleet remains. The Pilgrims have found their new home. You establish a permanent base in the Lumina's system, a watchtower on the edge of the new dawn. Your mission is no longer one of rescue. It is one of rebuilding, of nurturing. You often stand on the bridge of the resilience, looking out at the slowly returning stars. You think about the journey, the impossible droplet on the glass, the whispers of oblivion, the fierce, defiant hope of your species. You came to this galaxy as strangers. Now, you are its guardians. The universe is no longer silent. It is filled with the quiet, steady hum of life returning. It is filled with the noisy, chaotic, beautiful sound of humanity. You have faced the end of everything, and you have answered it with a promise to remember, a promise to protect, a promise to be loud. The echo of a lost galaxy is safe, because humanity is here, and humanity does not forget.